Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the BCM podcast with your host, B, who's not here, but instead we have Alex Trebek, I guess.
No, Alex Trebek, old Sean Hannity.
Sean Hannity, Michael Searle, and Charles Blain. Woo! What's going on, guys? How are you guys?
Everyone knows how to find us on X, but not you.
Oh,
for some reason.
Yeah. CJ Blain 10.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, I've been sick the past couple of days. I took a nap at 7:30 this morning for an hour, and it was like maybe the earliest nap I've ever taken, and it helped a lot. Thank you for asking.
Doesn't sound like it.
I'm gonna tell you sound like crap.
Yeah,
you guys are fucking awesome. I love doing podcasts with you two.
Well, I mean, who does a podcast when they're sick? When people don't really want to hear that, we want good quality on this show.
Everyone fucking loves it when I do a podcast, no matter how I fucking sound.
Anyway, please like, share, comment. Let us know what is going on. Go watch last week's episode with our friend that I missed it, unfortunately, but our friend Tony Ortiz, who does some great work with Current Revolt, and then make sure you watch this one as well. Well, if you hear this, you're watching this one, so I guess you don't really have to do that. Anyway, so we're going to talk about some interesting stuff today. Most of it's state-related, because there's a lot of stuff going on at the state level. And tomorrow, we probably should do this tomorrow, because we would have had an outcome as to what's going on with the Democrats who have fled the state to break quorum to try to avoid the redistricting of Texas. I don't know. Where do we begin on that? There's so many levels to it, so many layers, so many complexities. What do you guys think?
Layers and complexities to it? It's the special session, and Democrats have zero leverage over anything, and this is the only thing they can do.
Okay. There's nothing more to this. I mean, I think there's a lot of different layers to it. The Republican response to it, what suddenly thrusting Gene Wu into the spotlight as the Democratic savior, who is very shocking to me. Potentially removing them from office with the Supreme Court challenge tomorrow. The infighting now with seemingly between Patrick and Abbott, or at least subtle infighting.
Well, now there's also fighting between Beto O'Rourke and Ken Paxton. Look at that.
And there's the FBI involved, which I think
titans of industry and Texas politics. Paxton, Beto, who's gonna win? Fight. Yeah, it's a special session. The governor sets the fucking the agenda. It's all conservative bullshit or good stuff, whatever, depending on how you look at it. And the Democrats have no control. They can't trade. They can't horse trade. They can't backroom trade. They can't do shit. So when it comes to something that the Republicans are gonna do, they have no choice. They can all vote no. It doesn't matter. Republicans are gonna do it. So this is the only thing they have in their back pocket. They've turned it into this. One person's with fucking JB Pritzker. Another person's fucking Mihaela Plessa, friend of mine. She did a press conference with New York Governor Hochul. Hochul. And then somebody else was in Boston. It's weird that this has become such a national Democrat governor issue.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I think that's probably part of the strategy. It's let's get out California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, and then say not crazy things. They're not saying, they're just, but I think that was a part of the strategy, probably led by Hakeem Jeffries, I would think, based on his visit to I think the Times had a piece out today that was kind of crediting Gene Wu. I don't know that Gene Wu deserves credit for organizing this.
You really like Gene Wu.
Huh?
You like Gene Wu.
Do I?
Yes. You've said it on the show many times. You've defended him many times. You actually like him a lot. We've texted about him, and I've asked you questions, and you're like, he's not that bad. He's actually pretty good.
Yes, that's precisely what I said. Anyway, Michael, your turn.
Well, I'm interested to, there are a lot of angles this could go down, so I'm interested to see where you take us. But the thing that stood out the most to me is can't you pick somewhere better to go than to go hang out with the obese oligarch pedophile JB Pritzker? Come on. Allegedly. Come on, go somewhere, go to a beach, go somewhere and have a cocktail. Geez. But the funny thing about those places they chose, what else is in those places besides fat Pritzker is their donors.
Fair. That makes sense.
Donors for Texas State House representatives?
No. The Democratic Party, the National Party.
Right. Yeah,
the senators of there. Was that hard? Was that too harsh of my Pritzker comments? Was that too harsh? But
I'm glad that you said alleged pedophile. I'm, not that the BCM podcast. I don't know what how our retainer is doing, if we filled that up recently, but
yeah. No, but it is where their donors are, the party's donors. And this is an effort to energize the base for the midterms and raise money. And it's all part of a national strategy. And in their defense, the Republicans to this point kind of look bad, because if there's a few things that all Americans hate. One of them is gerrymandering. No doubt both parties do it. No doubt if I'm the party in power, I might take advantage of this opportunity, but most people don't like it, whatever side of aisle they're on.
Yeah, it seems like they are winning the narrative, I think, generally speaking. And also like I feel like it's going to continue to happen. Say they are successful in removing them from office. Like I don't know that like helps the image, like that you suddenly removed this group of Black and brown people largely from office because they were claiming to be protecting the voices of their constituents, which I think is a stretch by far. I don't know. It's interesting. I think the turning point for me, though, or what I think the turning point was and why Governor Abbott got so aggressive was when they had the press conference with Pritzker, because essentially, if he had not done anything, he's kind of conceding the direction of his legislature to this Illinois governor, saying like, you harbor these people and you're going to direct the will of our legislature. And so I feel like then you had to do something. Like, what are you supposed to do at that point? You got to start, I guess, pursuing them. I don't know. What do you think about Cornyn, though, and getting the FBI involved?
Brad,
what do I think about it?
Yeah. Do you think, actually, let me reframe that.
I'll just reference last week's show. Nothing ever happens. It's all just a fucking show. They're not going to be kicked out of office. There's not going to be mass arrests at any level for anything. Nothing's going to happen. Fucking, even if they don't come back, no one's going to get arrested. Like, that's just not going to, like, God, that'd be cool. Like, it would be like something actually happened. Whoa. But it's not going to happen.
So do they win?
Does who win? The Democrats?
Yeah. No,
I don't think so.
Eventually, they're going to have to come back and do the work of the special session, whether it's in a future special session or this one. They're going to have to come back, and the stuff's going to pass. And I'm sure they're using this as a leverage point on some things like, okay, if we come back now, will you do X, Y, Z? I'm sure that's probably already happening.
You think this is what they're horse trading on? Hey, if you arrest us, it's going to look really bad for you, Abbott, and it's going to look bad for Republicans, bad for Trump. We're making a big national firestorm, a big stink about it. If we come back now, you can save face.
I'm not sure that arresting them does look that bad. I think what looks bad is changing the maps midstream to gain 5 seats. So arresting them and making them come back and do flood or disaster relief and flooding funding and property taxes. I don't know that necessarily looks bad. That actually might look kind of cool.
Yeah, cool, but I think that looks good.
Do you think it's a net gain, assuming that they are, I don't even know what you call success, but do you think it's a net gain or a net positive for Republicans? And I mean, Republicans, this is no longer a Texas issue. This is a national issue. So we're talking about like Republican Party nationally, Republican Party, Democratic Party nationally. Do you think it's a net gain or a negative?
Right now, it's a net gain for the Democrats.
Okay.
Right now, subject to change, though.
I guess we have to look at this from the view of independents, correct?
I mean, I don't know. I think some Democrats and some Republicans are both. I mean, less Democrats, but I think some Republicans are frustrated with the state of how this is going in terms of not supporting mid-decade redistricting and then the aggressiveness too. But sure, for the sake of the conversation, yeah, let's say independents.
Oh gosh darn, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, I don't think that it does. I don't think it is bad. I don't think it looks bad for Republicans. I think the Democrats running all across the state, making these crazy claims and everything, like protected. I don't think that works anymore. And I don't think it looks good for either party. I think it's bad for both.
Well, no. I don't mean does it look good. I just think I'm asking. At the end of the day, do you think that this is a positive or a negative for Republicans? Because how I look at it is, if they win, if Republicans win, right, and they come back and they force them to vote on these maps pass, and Kathy, who's the Whitmer, I don't know if Whitmer said it, but I know Kathy did, and what's his name?
Newsom
said that they were going to have their redistricting commissions redistrict them as well and redistrict Republicans out. of California and New York, not entirely, but some of the seats. So just gaining 5 seats in Texas and losing X amount wherever else, and that's just 2 of the states that have said it. I don't know what that trade-off ends up looking like at the end of the day, and if they're successful in doing it in their states too. But what if we lose like?
I have a lesson for them. 2 wrongs don't make a right. I don't know if your mother ever taught you morals and ethics, but 2 wrongs don't make a right. Newsom, all right, buddy, you fucking meanie. I don't know why do people care about gerrymandering? Like, no, Michael, I agree with you that Americans don't like gerrymandering, but why? I think it's because our middle school or freshman year government teacher told us that it sucks, but like everyone fucking does it all over the place.
Yeah, and that's why we're in the situation we're in.
I know it happens all the time with Democrats and Republicans and everybody in between. It's not like special to one state or special to one party. Everyone, I think we just don't like it because, like I said, our freshman government teacher told us not to like it.
It's also a blatant power grab. Like, I mean, Illinois, for example, votes in a presidential year 58-42 Democrat Republican, but 83% of their congressional seats are Democrats. So they're doing it in Democrat states too, and that marginalizes the Republicans there. Right? California is the same way. Texas, same. Well, Texas is pretty close to what our actual representation is, but I just think people don't like it because it looks bad. It's like you're trying to rig the game.
One argument that I've heard is that this actually corrects for illegal immigration. Illegal immigrants can't vote, but they still get counted in the census, which changes how many representatives you get, and like also they're redoing the map to reflect. Is this what they're actually doing it for? No, they just want 5 extra seats, but. There's that argument, which makes sense. It rings true that, the illegal immigrants came flooding across, and now we have to redo this map because we have a bunch of illegals here that you made us count.
Yep. Then do the census first and then redistrict.
Yeah, let's do a mid-year census. Michael's favorite thing about the American government is the census. He's excited when someone knocks on his door and asks how many people live in his house.
But our census was undercounted by like 560,000 people.
Undercounted by 500,000?
Yeah, because it was during COVID.
How do you know? Did you go out and recount it to make sure?
No, because when they do the tabulation after to assess the accuracy of the census, they identify it, and it was during COVID when people
do a tabulation to assess that without doing a second census. How do they do that? What's the
second census? It's like when you take the election records and you verify them to make sure that the percentages that you have them are right.
The tabulation is more accurate. Why not just use the tabulation instead of the census?
There was a lawsuit about this, wasn't there?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's not uncommon. I mean, to be undercounted, you have a lot of communities that don't respond to the census because of various reasons and various fears.
White communities? Huh? White communities?
Particularly during COVID. Come on. Like, everybody's inside and not answering. I wasn't answering census questions. I don't even think they took me on the census.
Because of COVID?
No, I don't recall getting the census, whatever, anything.
Are you admitting to a federal crime on our podcast?
I don't think that's a crime. Is it a crime?
It is a crime not to respond to the census.
I don't even remember getting it.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I did. It was 5 years ago. Who knows?
If you weren't on probation, you are now.
Anyway, so they're getting charged $500 a day. Don't know where that money's going. Not going in our pocket, I can tell you that. And tomorrow we'll find out if a court will declare the seats vacant. I think that's what the determination is going to be. I don't know, but I know they're bringing it before the Supreme Court.
Well, they still get, so they're up $100. They get $600 a day per diem, don't they? So what the fuck? Why are you charging $500? Charge them more than what you're paying them.
That's a very good question. But maybe the per diem is being held since they're not there. I don't know. But I would hope so.
Well, whatever. Fucking Beto put up this Instagram post where he wants people to support the runaway Democrats. He didn't say that, but support the Democrats by donating to poweredxpeople.org, which is a website that is run by a DC consulting firm, political consulting firm, to change Texas blue. And I don't know if they're talking about national seats or if talking about state seats. I have no fucking clue. I get the feeling that it's national seats, but it's real sketchy. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, if it's changed Texas blue, for somebody tells me that it's not national seats, they're probably talking about state stuff. But I mean, Beto,
national thing. Beto?
Beto. So, I mean, on that part of the conversation, that was the next topic, is that he's being investigated by Paxton for what you just said. I don't know how much money he's given them. I saw something that said 900,000. I don't know if that was accurate, but in 2021, his organization gave 600,000 to help fund their quorum break through lodging, meals, and transportation during their stay in DC. And now he's doing it again for those who are going to Chicago, Illinois, and New York. I mean, Chicago, New York, and California. And so Paxton is opening an investigation into that because it is bribery, I guess.
Bribery, yeah.
What do you think?
Well, Beto O'Rourke says that it's all very rich coming from the guy impeached for bribery is going after the folks. You know, they use the word folks for political reasons, right? It's really fucking gay when they do it. Going after the folks trying to stop the theft of 5 congressional seats. I encourage everyone to text fights to 20377. Let's stop these thugs before they steal our country. Ooh, tough guy.
Is he running?
Yes, dude, he's running. He's definitely gonna run for something. I don't like it when they use the word folks because they're using it for political reasons. It's politically correct to say folks, and it's so stupid. And then, you know, Attorney General Ken Paxton fires back, and then O'Rourke fires back. Paxton's like, "What, are you scared?" And then, "No, I'm not scared." It's just fucking nothing ever. It's all a show.
Yes, I agree.
For X,
I agree with you there. It is
all a show for X. Beto O'Rourke supporters. He's gearing up for whatever he's running for. I don't know. Is it the classic dog catcher joke? I don't know. Ken Paxton's running for senator. That's what he's doing it for. They don't actually care.
So I agree that the Beto thing is a show just to get people, you know, excited that he's going after Beto. Nothing's going to come of it. However, I mean, I don't know that the challenge or the request by the AG's office to the Supreme Court to vacate these seats is as much of a joke. I mean, like, they've got to rule on it at some point. So you're right. Nothing might happen. They might rule that this is just illegitimate and we're not going to consider it. But like, it's before the court. Like, that's a little more real, I would think, than the investigation into, because the AG's office can open an investigation into anything and then nothing come of it. But like actually filing a brief for the Supreme Court, like both as the AG and the governor, I mean, I think that's pretty serious. Or a use of resources. I mean, it seems pretty serious.
Michael's going to love this shot across the bow from Beto O'Rourke. Scared if we stop the Texas steal and win the House, your guys' crimes and corruption will be exposed for all to see. The girls traded with Epstein. Michael's so excited. The bribes taken from foreign governments, and when he goes down, your corrupt, impeached, twice indicted ass is going down with him. Boom.
Aggressive.
It's all a political show. But friend of the show, State Representative Briscoe Cain, was on the Tim Pool show yesterday, and he seems to think that there is a legal ground that they are accepting a bribe. They accepted funds in exchange for doing something which is a violation of the Texas Constitution, and there may be some actual criminal penalties associated with that. So, and if anybody knows the statutes, it's him. I just don't know if it gets applied in the way he sees it. But he seems to think that by taking the money as a condition of leaving, that it's a bribe.
I mean, I guess I could see that, because what would be told to them is, it, like, even if it's not done in a bribery way, it's like, if you guys do this, I will pay for X, Y, and Z, right? And so it's like you are encouraging them to do it because resources might have been prohibited. So I could see that.
Well, I mean, isn't part of that argument that they're getting, like, they're receiving a bunch of political donations through Act Blue, and that's part of the bribery? Isn't that part of the argument?
I don't know, but I wouldn't, if that, I mean, I'm not a legal mind, but if that's the case, I wouldn't say that that's as strong as the other.
Judging by your speeding ticket, you are not a legal mind. But I mean, it's like, okay, if that's part of the argument, then what does that say about political donations generally?
Yeah. Right. I don't think that's part of the argument. I think that they're able to fundraise on whatever, but the question of, can they take money in exchange for leaving? I'm going to cover your expenses, your hotel, your flight. I think there were some chartered private flights. Forget about the climate change for a second. We've got congressional seats to protect.
And we are not going to fly with you poors when we're fleeing the states.
And now the donor said, I'll give you $1,000. I'll donate $1,000 if you join this cause. Then I think that's like broad. But I don't think them raising money because they did it.
I mean, all we got to do is find out. We got to look at Gene Wu and see if there's any sort of like, money flowing in from, I don't know, like just throw a dart at a map and say it lands on China. Like Spain. Is there money flowing from there to Gene Wu to do this kind of thing? You know what I mean?
So today's the 7th, and yesterday.
I'm not alleging anything.
Spain
is also possible, but when I threw the dart, it landed on China.
I don't buy that whole thing, but
what? He's a CCP spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not, buy it or not buy it.
So yesterday, Cornyn asked the FBI, specifically Kash Patel, to take any appropriate steps to help law enforcement find or arrest lawmakers, citing their tools to aid when parties cross state lines. And then today, he approved it. Kash Patel said, yes, we are going to help find the Texas Democratic lawmakers who left the state to block redistricting efforts.
What are you talking about? Find them. They're on TV.
Yeah, but they're like, they move around. Like, you don't know where they are at any given moment.
They know exactly where they are all the time. Like, they have cell phones. They're on TV. They're fucking like they know exactly where they are 100% of the time.
No, they pop up the camera, they do a quick thing, and then they scurry to the next.
They're
place.
Sending emails from IP addresses. They're like they can find them 100% of the time.
Oh no,
they
find
can.
My iPhone app.
I'm kidding.
If they can find the Epstein cell video that got when the camera was destroyed or not working, and they all of a sudden found the video, they can find the Democrats.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm mostly kidding. Yes, they could probably find them with great ease, probably in 5 minutes if they wanted to, and they're probably not going to. All of this, like you said, most of it, I would say, is a show. It is a show. It is. And the crazy part is though, both sides are doing it against each other with a wink and a nod, and then they just keep moving on, escalating it. But yet everybody's eating it up. So
here's what I'd say about the FBI being involved. How about Scott? How about you go get those Epstein files and give them to us?
Yeah,
that's the order of business. I don't care about the Democrats right now. Go get those Epstein files, show them to us. It's not going to happen.
But it's not going to happen. Charles, what's going on with my girlfriend, Lina Hidalgo?
Oh,
that's who Michael. I think Michael has a video or something. So Lina has been having these outbursts. I mean, the outbursts
needs to get the cornrows back. She looks good with cornrows.
The outbursts have been happening for some time, but today was just an unhinged level of Lina that we have not seen. I call it Lina's last stand. And so she pursued this early childhood education program that created that cost $48 million. And if I'm not mistaken, it was only 1,000 slots. It wasn't many more than that if there were, but it was a handful of slots for early child care. And now, because she used ARPA funding for it, she wanted to extend it through a 1 cent tax hike, and her colleagues disagreed.
You got to watch it a little bit though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought he was going to play. Yeah.
I'm not doing this. This is Michael.
Yeah. I've been practicing.
And we're in discussion. So
I didn't make a motion. I just read what it's going to be.
No, you said.
No, I didn't say. No, I didn't.
Yes,
okay, well, I take it back.
Education support.
So kids, we're trying to see. Can you guys count to 3? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm 1. So we need 2 and 3. We need 3 votes so that we can put this on the ballot. Okay. So you guys help me count. Right now we have 1. 1. Okay, say 1. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, so we'll okay, so let's see who's going to be number 2.
Who took the time to come and all the educators.
Kids, come on down. Let's see if she says yes or no. Come on down over here. Come on.
Leslie Briona.
This is not about politics. This is about kids. Come on down.
Judge. Excuse me, Judge Hidalgo. Part of education is respect. Travis County, they spent 2 years working with subject matter experts.
Okay, fine. Yeah. I could watch that over and over and over again. That was just unhinged. And so this.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
For Charles, who's the local expert, do they drug test Harris County judges?
No, they do
should.
not. Honestly, watching her today, and there's a part towards the end of the video where I zoom in on her face as she's losing the vote, and she like starts twitching, and I think she got, I mean, I don't mean to laugh. I mean, I do think she's like going through, like, I think she was having some sort of problem. Like, that was not normal. She does have these outbursts pretty regularly, but not to this extent. That was crazy. And it started this morning with a press conference that she held for this same reason. And this, to kind of encapsulate all this, she wants a 1 cent tax increase this November on the ballot this November to fund the early child care program. None of the commissioners agreed, even though the 2 Democrats sided with her to create the program using non-recurring funds. So they knew that it was going to have to get funded anyway, but disregard that. So none of them agreed. And so she held a press conference this morning where she brought all these black and brown kids there to say, we need you guys to vote for this. And she was like, raise your hand if your parents work. And the kids were like raising their hand. And then like her mic is on and she's down there talking to them. And she's like, do you speak Spanish? And this black kid's like, no. Like, it was just the craziest thing in the world. And then this happened. She got there and she just lost it on all of them. And at the end, when she loses the vote, she just like, they didn't even vote. She actually pulled it back. She said she didn't want them to vote on it because I don't think she wanted to lose publicly. And then she left. And yeah, it was just.
She left and disappeared.
Yeah.
Did she ever come back?
I don't know. When I turned Commissioner's Court back on, she was not back yet. So she may have come back later. I don't know.
Love that show, Commissioner's Court. Why is she so hyped about the one fucking? Why do you guys have Harris County commissioners that like don't want to raise taxes? Well, how come we can't have that?
How does that happen?
No. Don't give them credit. They want to raise taxes. But the 2 that are opposing it that would typically vote for it are up for re-election, and that's why they don't want to raise taxes.
They need to go to election all the time.
She went through a list at the start of this with how they all supported this program at various stages of it. And now they just switched because they are on the ballot. So like that, the only one that doesn't is the Republican, is Tom Ramsey. The rest of them, they want it. They just don't want it now.
Who's that lady that was talking to her? What's her name?
Leslie Briones.
Yeah, Leslie Briones. What's her story?
Speaking of redistricting, Leslie was, I don't know what she was doing for work before, but there was a judge that we had who accidentally resigned because he announced he was running for a separate office. So instead of holding him over, they appointed Leslie to that, prepping her for this commissioner seat. Then a couple years ago, they redistricted the Republican out of that seat and then created it for Leslie. And so she won that seat, and she's been a commissioner ever since.
They gerrymandered to create her a seat?
They
did. My gosh. Wow. They
actually took the 2 Republican precincts and flipped them like in this redistricting map. So like they didn't know their voters at all. And so
Democrats did that?
Huh?
Democrats did that?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Brother, that is, I don't believe it. Ugh.
Anyway, so that's how that happened. And so she's there. And
Republican tricks. They're starting to use Republican tricks in the Democrat Party.
Just they can.
Why is Lina Hidalgo? Why is she so hyped about this? Like this specific issue? Because
she created this program using ARPA aid, and it was her signature program. Harris County did not do anything involved with early childcare before that. And this has been the only program that she's had. This has been the only program that she's had that, I mean, you can consider quote unquote a success, like she considers a success. And she's probably not running for re-election. So this is like her legacy. And so I think this was her attempt at saving it and kind of enshrining it by getting a dedicated tax source to it. But
she's not running for re-election for that seat, or she's not running for re-election. She's going to sail off into the dark, cold night, or is she going for something else? I don't want her to go somewhere else. I want her to stay in the public eye.
Well, she could move to Austin.
Oh my God.
She would do way more success and have success in Austin than she would find here. So we don't know. Originally, the question, what she would, you guys have that guy, what's his name? Who's the congressman?
Zocadri, Ryan Casar.
Greg Casar.
No. The congressman who was the council member. And
Greg Casar.
Greg Casar. Yeah. So yeah, she would do great there. She would do
Gregorio Casar.
But no, so she was allegedly going to run for Congress for Sylvia Garcia's seat in CD 29. Then when redistricting is happening, they're making that seat less Democratic. And so the likelihood is that she probably won't run for that seat. We don't know what she's going to run for, but we'll see. But I don't think she's running for re-election to this seat because she hates it.
Lina, move to Austin. I will raise money for your mayoral race. Let's go.
Good.
Well, Tallarico is going to get out. He's going to run for senator or whatever the hell he's going to do. Maybe governor, maybe Governor Tallarico. Wouldn't that be fun?
Odd.
Why?
He's just odd.
Well, yeah, sure, he is odd,
Very
but like he's
robotic.
Closeted. Is that what you said?
He said robot.
He's got. He has to vacate his seat to do that stuff. I think.
Does he?
I mean, he's gonna have to. He can't do both. Come on, guys.
Wait, why not? What do you mean?
Lina Hidalgo could go take his seat in the new district, whatever it gets formed.
What? Oh, in his new district?
I guess.
Wait, he's in a new district? I don't understand.
I don't know, dude. Like, he's not going to be able to keep that seat, so he's going to vacate. She could move there, and she could be the state representative for Round Rock or whatever the fuck it is.
Take her, please.
I don't live there, but come on, let's do it.
We have had enough, and so we'll see what happens.
Enough. We want more.
We'll see what happens if she runs for re-election or not, but it doesn't seem like she is. And she's got some credible challengers this time, so I don't.
No one's more credible than Lina Hidalgo. Okay, yeah. Don't talk about her that way. I will meet you in person for the first time, and it will not be pleasant for you.
Well, had our attorney general not dropped the investigation charges into her staff, we might have not had a problem with Lina, and she would be going away. But they did, and she's still here. So. Anyway, but thank you for bringing that up. That was actually quite a funny story. It's funny and sad, actually. Like, it's kind of.
Well, I mean, even Senator Betancourt is getting in this fight.
Oh, is he? What did he say?
I mean, he tweeted something. Yes, whatever. I guess Tom Ramsey tweeted something, and now Betancourt saying it's unprofessional behavior directed by Harris County judge towards him and other commissioners. Not going along with her insane idea to ask county voters for another $60 million on top of last year's huge Harris County 15% property tax revenue increase, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I mean, stop increasing our taxes all the time. What do these people not understand that, like, everything is going up in cost? Like, insurance rates are going up and fucking everything is just like, why do you have to ask for more money?
I agree. For a program that did not exist in this county three plus years ago.
Yeah, but you don't. That's the I mean, they'll find a way to fund it. It's not going anywhere. Fucking government programs don't go away.
No. I mean, the county's at a deficit this year. Like, I think they're going to cut that program. Like, there's not really. There's really not work. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe not, but I think they will.
They will vacate you from your apartment and like have it at your apartment to make sure that thing happens. Like, they'll hear that.
I would not doubt that one bit.
I'll say Charles Blain is a dirty conservative. Get him out of here. We're going to have it in his apartment.
We're going to have those early child care sessions there. Yeah.
Early childhood care is going to squat in your apartment.
We'll see what ends up happening with this. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But they got to come out of a deficit. They've got to give constables and sheriff's deputies a raise, and then somehow figure out how to fund this too. So they got a lot on their plates. So back to the legislature. This one is interesting. Holly Hansen with the Texan, great writer, told me about this yesterday, and I was actually shocked. I was actually shocked. Huh? What?
Holly Hansen.
Yes.
She's a great writer.
Oh, yes. I was actually shocked that no one's talking about this. So this bill from this is not the right one they pulled up. Okay. Anyway, there's a bill. Huh?
Ken King's bill, which would I'll pull up all these bills that are not accurate. Anyway, so there's a bill in the legislature filed by Ken King that will take what is called the G file for police, which is a file that contains a number of things, but included in that is unsubstantiated claims of abuse and other things. So unsubstantiated complaints. And it would remove them entirely from being subject to the Open Records Act, the Text Public Information Act. And a lot of people argue that that is not a good idea. Some people obviously are arguing that it is because they're unsubstantiated. But I don't know. The wholesale removal of them from being subject to public disclosure seems kind of concerning. Because I think even if they are unsubstantiated, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're untrue. And then down the line, a lot of times they draw these connections with cases that end up happening, and you see a long track record of like abuse or whatever it is in the file. So I don't know. Have you guys heard about this? And do you have an opinion on it? And why is no one talking about it?
Well, no one talks about it because it's really difficult to find the G file. You know what I mean?
For you, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the G file was a big issue here in Austin, and that's probably why this is happening, because we passed the Police Oversight Act or whatever it was, and the big sticking point was the G file, and fucking Mayor Watson sending out newsletters like Austinites voted to release the G file, make it public, whatever. Like, ask fucking 100 Austinites just randomly on the street that are not walking up and down Congress and wearing a suit what the G file is, and none of them are gonna know what it is. Nobody knows what that is. Nobody. So they didn't vote for that. They just wanted more police oversight. But yeah, I think there's an argument to be made. Maybe there's some massaging to this, like totally ineligible for public disclosure is maybe not the right way to go. But people can make claims against police officers that are unsubstantiated. They pulled me over because I was black. I was going 18 over. I wasn't going 18 over. They did it because I was black. You know what I mean? And make
an example, but all right.
that person could file a complaint saying that it was race based, and it's not. You were speeding 18 over. And then, I don't want police officers, like unsubstantiated racism claims being thrown out there against police officers or anybody, really. It doesn't really matter.
But is that happening?
Is what happening?
Yeah.
I think it was happening a lot in the defund the police era, where the G file wasn't, because the G file was not open records at that point, but they were asking for G file records when they were trying to get police, in trouble and fired and stuff like that.
I don't think so. I guess my thing is, so it happened then to a few, or was it widespread? Because it doesn't seem as though it's happening in a widespread fashion. And this would make it for any person holding a Texas peace officer's license, to have this file kind of sheltered from the Public Information Act. And so I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not just Austin. I feel like it's happening. I feel like it exists across the state. To some degree, because it does seem as though there's some who currently prohibit it from being released. And you do have some departments where it's like 6 people who like cover each other's back. And at the same time, I just don't see a widespread abuse of it. I mean, maybe it is happening in Austin. I don't know. Or maybe it did happen during the defund the police movement. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it's so widespread that you would just wholesale remove them from the public access.
It could be weaponized against them, I think, is the issue.
Yeah. I know. I agree. I hear that.
It could be, but the truth is always a good argument against a fake accusation. And the reality is, I understand that the police associations don't want this stuff to be disclosable. I get that. I get why. However, they're public servants paid on the taxpayer dime, and their work is for the taxpayer, and their work product is for the taxpayer as well. So should be, like all public activity or public work, should be disclosable under the Public Information Act. It's not gonna, in my view, that's the only solution. But I understand why the police don't want it.
I'm gonna disagree with you on the first point.
Which point?
The first point you made, that the truth. Would you say the truth is always what?
A good argument against a false accusation?
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, maybe it's a good argument, but no one gives a shit. Once the media gets a hold of it and spreads the false accusations all over the place, your life's ruined. And you can speak the truth all you want, and that happens all the time, and we see it happen all the time, where a lie gets spread and it doesn't really matter. The guy or lady, their life is ruined. I'm not even talking about police necessarily.
Then we shouldn't allow any public information to be disclosed, and because there's a potential that there will be false accusations in there.
Yeah, and I also find it weird that you're making this argument because you're the person who said that everything should be subject to public disclosure. Like, you've said that many times.
Yes, everything should be. It should be subject to public disclosure for sure. If a mayor is sending an email, that email should already be in the cloud for me to read 100%. But there's no false accusation at all. But if a woman claims that Kirk Watson raped her and it didn't happen, and she's just doing it because she's a kook, then I don't want that to come out that happened because she's a kook. Like, that doesn't, like, it's a like, then he gets accused of being raped, and it's like, he's not a rapist. That didn't happen. Like, and he's ruined. I might not
You are twisting in a pretzel. You sound like the Trump administration on the Epstein files. We can't release this stuff because good names will get like. Come on. No, I get that you don't want false accusations out there, but like this is public service. It doesn't. You don't have the same. You don't have the same level of privacy, and there will be false accusations made. But there's more interest in the public having transparency about what is happening on our tax time.
But that's not, it's not, I think what I said in the beginning, I still stand by, is that a complete ban on it not being subject to public disclosure is the wrong move. I think that there's probably some massaging that can happen.
So,
right.
And I just also want to add that included in this is, so yes, we're talking about records and complaints that did not result in disciplinary action, but would also include unfounded allegations and complaints that were proven true but went undisciplined. So like that's what they would also be exempting, and it would include jailers. So we're talking about, you know, obviously those who run jails. So if you are in the case of, which we have a lot in Harris County, which is inmates dying in the prison in the jail, you would not be able to access their records either to see what might be in that file too. So it also includes them. I don't know. It seems like it's not a good idea, even if for the slim chance that you could abuse that record, which I still don't see widespread abuse of it happening. It seems like you're losing a lot of good stuff that should be open to the public in exchange for the potential of protecting somebody from abuse that may or may not exist.
I mean, I think the right thing to do would be to have some sort of like independent investigator to investigate all of these things, and the ones that turn out to be true would be subject to release, while the untrue ones would be more challenging, perhaps.
Like the police monitor. Office. What is it called in Austin? This was the whole fight about the G file.
Austin Police, whatever the fuck it's called, the Austin Police Oversight
Commission or board,
whatever body.
Those oversight boards don't really do much. I mean, I don't know what the rules surrounding yours are, but ours is nothing.
Well, it all came from activists, bunch of fucking, lame communist activists, and so it's really hard to trust them.
It's true.
So, I mean, it's similar to Yimbys. It's hard to, they're all a bunch of communists, so it's hard to trust them.
So everything should be available immediately online except for the G file.
Yes. Again, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
This is kind of what you said.
It's not. It's not.
All right, Trump.
I don't know why you guys and gals are still talking about this Democrat hoax. This is bullshit, and you guys are lame.
So what's your position on it then?
My position is like I said. I mean, I haven't thought about this super deeply, but I think I would stand by what I originally said, that a outright ban on public disclosure is not the right move. That this could be massaged a little bit more to where, just throwing out an idea. All right, there's an independent investigator that investigates these things, and if they end up being false because someone's just being an asshole, okay, then that one is, that one stays wherever, and like just delete it. If you're not, get rid of it. Whatever. It's a false accusation.
So should we do this though for every public employee then?
No, Kirk Watson. Everything that happens to Kirk Watson, I want to know about.
No, but I mean, seriously, municipal employees, firefighters, cops, elected officials, should every public employee have that luxury?
Is it a luxury?
Yes, because you're a public employee, so you are operating under the presumption that everything you do or everything that is reported about you is public information. So to have it exempt is a luxury, except if it's healthcare information.
I don't know that it's a luxury. I don't see it. I don't see his false accusation as a luxury. But
that's not. I didn't say false accusation was luxury, but I'm saying having that.
I'm talking about.
Huh?
That's what I'm talking about, and you're calling it a luxury. Like
I'm calling it having it removed from public disclosure.
Yeah, if someone makes that's
the luxury, having it removed from public disclosure.
Yeah, but you got falsely accused of like whatever the fuck dumb shit. Like that.
If you are getting that and the other group of public employees is not, then it is a luxury to you. It's a benefit to you. Like, so you're distinct. There's a distinction between the two.
All right, release them all. You changed my mind. Release them all.
Anyway, fine.
I'm serious. Release them all. I want them all out there. If that's what it takes to get every time the mayor sends an email, it's automatically uploaded to the cloud and I get to read it. Every time he sends a text message, I get to read it. Fine. Sorry, cops. I hate to do it to you, but this is what it takes. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's trade-offs to everything. There's pros and cons. This happens to be a con. It's better. It's better in the long run.
Let's want real-time public disclosure of public records, but not.
I just said it and changed my mind.
You're not being serious.
I am being 100% serious.
All right.
I am 100%. Just because we're on a podcast. I gotta, you want me to talk like this and just be kind of, all right, fine, you got me. I just agree. Calm down. I agree. You're right.
All right.
Everything I said, I believe.
We won, Michael. All right, now we're on to Michael's topic, which is local spending.
I said, excuse me, bitch.
Well, you kind of dug your own hole there, bud.
It's true.
I like digging holes.
Now we're on to Michael's topic. Has the legislature done anything for local spending? So this special session, Abbott added local spending caps to the special session call, and 2025 they passed $338 billion the budget. The state budget includes $51 billion for property tax relief, with the goal of reducing local property tax burdens while maintaining state services. Obviously, Republicans at the state level always talk about local property taxes and local spending. What has been done, Michael?
Nothing.
Jack all. They talk a big game. The state has limits on how much they can spend, but they don't have limits on how much local governments can spend. And as we know, spending drives the need to raise revenue. And while I appreciated Senator Betancourt's effort on reducing the revenue caps, it's still a 3.5% increase in revenues, and that's unsustainable. And so if you want to get serious about it, you're going to have to restrict spending. But the Republican Party writ large at every level of government has not demonstrated an interest in cutting spending, let alone reducing the rate of the increase. They just increase it slower than Democrats. I mean, look at our national debt, folks. That's the responsibility of both parties. So I'd love to see them limit local governments, but whatever they do is going to be muted and not effective. And then we're going to have to come back and be like, property taxes are still a problem. Well, yeah, because spending is a problem. So if you don't address the spending, you're not going to address the taxes.
Brad,
Godfather Rand Paul.
They ain't doing shit. They ain't doing anything. Like fucking literally nothing. It's all just a dog and pony show. Yeah, it's nice that you increased homestead exemptions and all this other stuff so that seniors in Harris County don't have to pay school taxes. Great. Fucking cool. My property taxes are still going up every year and it fucking sucks. And I'm never going to own a home. Can you guys stick with the plan that Governor Abbott outlined in the State of the State address and force a 2/3 majority vote by the public for any tax increase? Can we do that, please?
Well, of course, they're not going to do that because they would do it if they were only voting on that for Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and I don't know, Fort Worth. But if it includes the small towns and the small counties, they're not going to do that. It's kind of similar to why they created exemptions within the property tax cap limit, was because they want the small towns and small counties want it. And so it's often about appeasing them and I wouldn't say harming, but slapping the big ones on the wrist or on the hand. And so if they can't exempt and just do those, then they're probably not going to do it.
Now, I wasn't alive in the 60s, 70s. I was alive half the 80s, but obviously wasn't paying attention to what was happening in state politics.
Should have been.
Huh?
Nothing.
Interesting. Has this always been a problem? Like cities just scrapping, like they can't possibly figure out how to pay for all this shit, and we got to raise revenues. How are we going to do this? Can't we? What were they doing okay back then? Can someone look into that? What was going on? What was different?
I mean, public pensions, and then they started just lucrative pension benefits that then started to increase the pension debt and liability on cities, which also they started spending more. I mean, in Houston, the citizens got together in 2004 and decided they wanted a property tax cap, put it on the ballot, and they got a property tax cap. They got a property tax cap, and then they got an all revenue cap. and then the court decided one or the other, and so they picked the property tax cap. I think
why does the court get to decide against the citizens? What the fuck?
It was challenged by the local government, and then the court said the kind of which one had the most votes, essentially. And so
fuck that. The court.
It doesn't matter. We got a property tax cap for 21 years. It's been all right. I mean, it's limited the rate at which the city's property tax revenue grew. Didn't limit the growth in debt and liability and everything else, but it limited the property taxes. And so it's nice to see that the state has finally caught up with that. But I wish citizens would have put a spending cap on that too. I wish they would have thought that. But it's who knew? They didn't think of that.
Until they abolish property taxes, force balanced budgets, and maybe even reduce budgets, ain't nothing going to change.
Well, why don't you guys encourage citizens to do it? I mean, we live in a state where we can do citizen referendums on things like that.
Why don't we encourage citizens to do that?
Well, the city of Austin, its charter says by referendum or initiative, you cannot dictate spending.
Oh, really?
And so I think if we tried to do a petition to put a spending cap, I think the city would make a legal argument that we were violating the charter.
I don't buy the charter. I'm not the fucking city of Austin. I didn't read that charter. I didn't sign that. It's not my deal. That's your deal.
But you have to do a charter amendment to change that language first, and then
probably if you're going to be safe, probably. Well, I just don't, whatever the reason is. I mean, Ron Paul was talking about this in 2008. Like, I don't understand why people don't associate the increase in their taxes with all the government spending. Because when we go to the voter booth, they want all the goodies, but then when they're out of the voter booth, they complain about taxes. It's just, I don't understand the disconnect. It's so obvious to me. But
you do understand it, though.
Do I?
Yes, 100%. I mean, Ron Paul was 100. He's 100% correct by that, but he was called Mr. Green Jeans and mocked, and so no one took his ideas seriously. And he was like, the people don't care about that. No one cares about it. They just want what they want. They just don't want what other people want, and they're not educated on all that. They don't understand that a bond is the city or whatever government is borrowing money, and you are the collateral. Their ability to tax you is the collateral. People don't know that.
I agree. And I also think that people only complain about taxes when they pay them or when there's like a tax increase pending. And then I feel like the rest of the time it's just like, well, I mean, us, like people like us don't do that, but like the average person complains about when
all year.
I just had a genius idea.
Oh, wow.
We should move election day to April 16th.
That's a good idea.
There we go.
That would be great if I didn't like off-cycle elections. But I mean, if I liked off-cycle elections.
You don't like off-cycle elections?
No, he does because he can win. Oh, you don't?
You don't
I don't like off-cycle elections?
Isn't that what you just said?
No. Wait, is Michael, are you talking to me or are you talking to
you?
It's a question.
No, I like on-cycle.
You like on-cycle elections?
Yeah.
When a bunch of communists show up and ruin your life.
I want the most people to participate in the process.
I want the fewest people to participate in the process. It should be really fucking hard to vote. Fewer people should be allowed to vote.
I disagree, but okay.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Most people are net negatives on the tax roll. Like, they get more than they receive. So of course they're going to vote for more, to get more.
Okay, so that doesn't mean they shouldn't have a vote.
Yes, it does.
Brad wants to repeal the 19th. Like, let's be real.
If they can't be drafted, I mean.
Last topic I want to hit really quick. Really quick. Is that the IRS on July 7th filed a court document saying that churches can endorse political candidates to their congregations without losing their tax exempt status, marking the first time the agency has taken this position, which I think is really interesting. It says this move upends 70 years of interpretation of an amendment that previously barred 501c3s and churches from endorsing political candidates. What do you guys think of this?
What is it? Say it again. Oh, the churches can make can endorse
political candidates to their
I feel like they're probably already doing that.
Well, yeah, they are, but I'm saying now they don't have to worry about it. Like, and the ones that weren't, because they were worried about it, can. And so,
I mean, it's not. I don't think they were really worried about it. I mean, I think it probably happened all the time, and maybe if there was one that would like got out of hand, maybe they endorsed a Republican in a Democrat area or vice versa, then maybe like it became kind of a problem. But like this was already happening, right?
So here in Houston, it happens, but not in an explicit sense. What they do is a lot of these mega churches will have a Sunday where they invite all their elected officials who they support, who have given them a large sum of money in one way or another, to sit in the front pew, and then they'll call them out and they just say, "Oh, look who's with us this Sunday," and they stand up and they wave, and that's kind of like your tacit approval that this person is someone you should.
The candidate gives a bunch of money to the church.
Not in the church.
The church gives the candidate a bunch of money?
No. The candidate gives money. Just depending. There's a big question mark on where that money goes.
When it's not a donation to the church, where would it be? To the charity, to the
pastor, or to like an event that the church.
They bribe the pastor is your accusation?
I mean, it's not an accusation. Run for office in Houston. I mean,
I don't understand. So, are you saying okay? So the candidate gives $100,000, and it's not going to the church's coffers. It's not a tithe.
It could.
It's going to the pastor's pockets.
So yes, in some instances it'll go directly to pastor's pockets. In other instances, it's not a tithe. It's like, we're having this big family and friends day cookout. You need to buy a table. And like you go and buy a table for X amount of money, $20,000, something like that, $10,000.
And that $20,000 goes to the pastor's pocket or the church? I need to understand your allegations very clearly.
It goes through the church,
and into the pastor.
Certainly go to the church rebuilding fund, because they're always asking for money for rebuilding the church. So where's the money going?
What happened to the church? Why are they always rebuilding it?
Ask them. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. The point is that they've been doing this in different ways. This kind of makes it a little more explicit where they're allowed to do it. The IRS compared religious endorsements to family discussions and said that communications from houses of worship to congregations on electoral politics viewed through the lens of religious faith don't constitute political campaign intervention. Which is interesting because here, I mean, we had a mayor, our last 2 mayors ago, subpoenaed pastoral communications when they were opposing her bathroom ordinance. And so, now they'd be able to explicitly do that without being subpoenaed.
I want to be mad about it, but the way we run elections, I don't know, because it just seems wrong. Because it's like, all right, although it probably already happens, it's going to happen more, that the wheels are going to get greased, and some church pastor is going to endorse based on
something
untoward means. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm just like, the way we decide who's going to run our country or our districts currently is already so messed up. What's one more, turd in the pot?
If I had more faith in the people who are running a lot of our churches, I would not be upset about this. I don't have a ton of faith in a lot of these people.
You think your allegations that they're getting bribed, you don't have faith in them, Charles?
They're just people.
What's going on, buddy?
Do you have faith in all? I mean, given what we've seen that have come out of a lot of religious houses, do you just have faith in all of these people, pastors and priests and things like that? I don't.
As a man of faith myself, yeah.
As am I, and I'm not saying there are none that I have faith in, but a large number of them are not doing the right things for their congregations.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate, Just having a little fun here. I still don't think it's a big deal. Like, all right, yeah, they're already doing it. I guess they're going to do it more. Maybe not. But I mean, like the bathroom bill, like that's, okay. A church says like, hey, this is bullshit. We don't like this. We don't want, a bunch of trannies going into the bathrooms with our, young girls. Well, yeah, they should be allowed to say that, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So I don't really know. Is that okay? Like they should be allowed to chime in on politics, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, right?
I also think they weren't ever afraid to say something like what you just said. I think it was more explicitly like, go vote for this person. Like I think that's
vote for. I'm with her, Kamala.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're running up on an hour, so to end this conversation, I just throw out a question, see who gets closest. How many mega churches are in the state of Texas?
Well, how do you define a mega church?
It's a mega church.
I don't know what it is.
You know what it is? It's a mega church.
10,000?
2,174.
Mega churches? We're talking about like mega churches.
2,174 was Charles. Was
7.
The definition of a mega church is a Protestant Christian church with typically over 2,000 people in weekly attendance.
Okay. And Michael says 2,174. It's really fun guess, I guess. I'm going to say...
Mind you, most Texas counties don't have that many people in them.
Okay.
2,000 people?
I'm going to say...
I mean, just that many people in general, not 2,000, but just that many.
79.
200. There are 200 mega churches in the state of Texas. And I think most of them are in Houston. No, I'm kidding. I don't know about that. All right. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode. We had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know what you think. Should your church endorse or should they not?
If your church wants to endorse the BCM podcast, that is now legal.
Yes, indeed. And so thank you for tuning in. Let us know what's going on. Share it. Tell your friends. Follow us on Twitter. Catch us next week, whenever this comes out.
It's like a year and a half.
Thursday.
See you guys next week. Any parting words, fellas?
Love you.